All right, Ian Rappaport tweeting out that the Patriots have agreed to terms with corner Marcus Jones on a new 3-year contract extension. Marcus Jones getting locked up for 3 more years here in New England.
All right, 3 more years for Marcus Jones. You know, it's almost like Mike Reiss. Show. It's almost like Mike Reiss knew something 5 minutes ago. Did you know that was about to happen?
Just this sort of what I'm talking about. They got good vibes. No, good vibes. Good, like the locker room, right?
Yeah.
Like they feel like it's good chemistry.
Yeah.
And I will say, I'm kicking myself. Marcus Jones did a press conference yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was about to ask him, like, how do you separate the business side from the football side? Because he was playing his way into a pretty significant
It's your second best defensive
contract. And I'm like, why didn't I ask him? You know, I should have asked him the question.
Mike.
But, yep. I know.
Why
better,
don't
Reiss.
ask him, Mike?
Come on.
Jeez.
Yep.
You just said that at the beginning of the show. Like, you're going to have to extend Marcus. You have to sign him. The big deal.
All right, so he gets a contract extension. That's one piece of the story. You all right today? You getting sick? You've been coughing all day
It's been
over
going
there.
on, dude.
It sounds
Just
terrible.
leaking. Scratchy. I'm trying to eat and drink at the same time. Just keep it from coughing. Yeah, but
You get him a cough button.
You know,
for
some
for his
soup.
stick
We need some
mic.
soup.
You got your old school mic there.
I can't stop this.
I know.
I mean, I can do
I know.
this. But like,
No, don't.
Oh, boy.
Don't. Stop.
See,
Stop.
now-
Stop.
now-
Just put it back.
now we're-
Just put it back. No, now it's just getting picked up on everybody else's mic. All right, let's hear a clip from Adam Schefter's podcast. And he has a half a dozen moves that he thinks could be made within the next week in the NFL. He starts rattling off a bunch of different moves in his podcast that he thinks could happen in the league. And one of them does involve the Patriots. Here it is.
Well, the Patriots are very interesting to me because, to me, they're a little bit like the Commanders were last year. There were not a lot of people expecting Washington to be in the spot that it was, and because they had won and because they had been so successful, they went out and then traded for Marshawn Lattimore at the deadline. And I could see the Patriots making a move here, whether it's for a defensive back, whether it's for another running back, for a little bit of running back depth, whether it's for another wide receiver, although those wide receivers are playing really well right now. I could see New England saying, hey, we're in this great spot right now. We got a chance to beat Buffalo for the division. We got a chance to host a home playoff game. A lot of excitement. Drake May is lighting it up right now. By the way, he actually also is in the MVP conversation right now with the way that he's played so far. And, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if New England made a move here before the deadline.
He also says Kyle Duggar could be on the way out as part of his podcast as one of the moves. But he sees them being active prior to the deadline, sort of striking while the iron is hot here, seeing what they could chase, seeing that they could win their division, be hosting a home playoff game at Gillette Stadium for the first time since 2019, that it's within reach with Drake May.
The Duggar thing is interesting to me just because I don't think the depth is great at safety. But my thought is first of all, when Adam says something like that, he, as a colleague, I can tell you, like, he's so dialed in, and you're not surprised to hear this, so plugged in that.
Schefter?
I would expect it. And I think that would be one where they're probably looking at the contract as much as anything else and saying they can get out from it and reallocate that to Marcus Jones, to Kayshon Boutte, to maybe Beadle. If they want to go big, like you're suggesting, to something bigger. I have not heard that in terms of a specific
What would be
target.
bigger to you?
Well, maybe
Trey Hendrickson?
that would be bad. But isn't he hurt now?
Yeah.
Didn't he just get hurt? So I don't know if that changes.
AJ Brown's not happening.
No, more pass rusher or running back. So
okay. You're hearing feedback?
I'm hearing it over there. We're checking on another clip. If we have the other clip? No? Yes?
Yeah, it should be in there, yeah.
It should be in there now? Because there was a more definitive clip on the topic. If we have that, you give me a shout, Milliken.
Did I jump the gun on that?
No, because I mentioned it.
Yeah.
There was another clip related to Duggar in that podcast that we're going to get to. Okay, you do have it. Let's hear it. Thank you for pulling that so quickly.
The New England Patriots have been open to moving off their former franchise or transition safety, Kyle Duggar. We'll see if that happens. I would bet he's no longer a Patriot by the time the trade deadline comes around on Tuesday, November.
That's it.
Yeah.
He'd put
That's
money.
strong.
He'd
Yeah,
bet. He
that's
would
strong.
bet that he's not here.
He gone.
That's strong, and so I just say, looking at what they have, Jalen Hawkins, Craig Woodson are the starting safeties. Kyle was the number 3 guy, but I thought when Kyle stepped in there, when Hawkins wasn't available, he did okay. So I look at that and say they're probably thinking that's a big contract for someone in that number 3 role, and maybe they can get by with someone else.
All right, 617-779-0985. Let's grab some of your calls with Mike Reiss. Mike in New Hampshire on the second half for the
Mike.
Patriots on Sunday. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. And listen, so after that tractor pull of the first half, I'm sitting there at halftime just really interested in, okay, what kind of adjustments are they going to make? And, man, kudos to McDaniels for just his creativity there. But I hope it's not getting lost on people. And what was just as important or impressive to me was that the team actually executed on it perfectly. I mean, that was, to me, that was, great strategy by McDaniels. But, man, the team just pulled it off perfectly. I mean, that's a 1-2 punch there. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks.
Yeah, Mike, the first thought, as you mentioned it, was Travion Henderson. I think a lot of us have been wondering when he's going to be more of a factor. And, the second play of that drive in the third quarter, he's running for 6 yards where he's getting to the edge. And I think that's one thing. I think Drake getting that drive started, just sort of, broken play, and he runs for 6 yards. That's a part of what's making him so effective when he can do that. And then, of course, we saw trick play, the Amendola, Edelman stuff, that we've seen in the past. So credit to the coaching. But like we said, the players got to execute it, and ultimately they deserve the most credit of all.
Stephen Maine up next with Mike
Hey, how
Reiss.
we
Hey,
doing,
Steve.
guys?
What's up,
Hey.
Steve?
What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. Hey, I don't want to be greedy, but I am actually going to be greedy. I keep hearing the word or. Can we have the word and? In other words, can we get 2 players, not just one? Why does it have to be just one?
You mean
player?
deadline? It doesn't.
Yeah, make 2 moves, one on offense, one on defense.
Yeah,
Right?
sure. Yeah, Steve, you're absolutely right. That is a fair expectation on your part to say, go out and get a player at multiple positions.
I think that's fair. I think if you do that, someone's got to go. And I would just point out one thing to me that I'm keeping an eye on is what is Keon White's future with the team. I know nothing, but the fact he was a healthy scratch, we're talking about adding a possible veteran pass rusher. His status just is on my radar in terms of what is happening with him. You got Harold Landry, Caleb Chason as your starting edge rushers. I think entering Sunday, they had 10 sacks between them, and the Patriots had no sacks from everyone behind them on the depth chart. That's why we're talking about adding a pass rusher. And I just don't know what's going on with Keon in terms of, I know why he's a healthy scratch. He doesn't play as much on special teams as Elijah Ponder, an undrafted rookie who's playing over him, and Anthony Jennings, a 6-year veteran. So I'm sort of answering the other part of the question. Yeah, go get guys, but if you get them, what's the domino effect of bringing them in?